All right, welcome back to another episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. Tonight you got smaller cast?
Hybrid cast.
Hybrid cast. So, not that anyone on this show is really small, so...
well, I mean, Adam is like 5'6" on a good day.
Fair. So, you didn't hear that out there, ladies. You didn't hear that, so...
He's taking it, it's okay.
So, all right, we're hopping into Week 10 college football picks. Before we jump in, make sure you hit the subscribe button for us. As always, if you're a follower, thank you for coming back. If you are looking to help us out, just hit a little like on that video so it becomes more popular, gets in front of more people. And you can hit us in the comments anytime. We will get back with you. So, Week 10 college football breaking down. If you've been following along with us, you know that we pick 10 games a week. Right now, there's a tie at the top, and kind of in a convenient way, it's you and I.
It's the two of us. Yeah.
So, Adam and Alex are chasing us right now. Top of the board. Keith and Chris 62-35, as you can see. Adam 61-36. Alex 4 games back, 58-39. He's running out of time, man. It's only like 3-4 real weeks of college football left. So
we need to start betting together again.
Yeah, we do.
We might actually make money.
Yeah, we do. So, all right, our 10 games this week. I already told Keith this is going to be a gruesome week of picks.
Yeah, I thought last week was hard not being here.
Real tight games, really good matchups. I think there's 4 top 25 matchups this week.
Well, everybody, the top 25's in shambles now as it is anyway, so who knows what that's going to look like.
Yeah, so do you want? I'll let you choose. Me lead this off, you lead this off.
I'll go ahead and lead it off.
Okay, all right. First game of the week, we got James Madison. The Dukes are 8-0, 5-0 in conference. On Saturday at 3:30, they are playing 6-2 Georgia State. This is a Sun Belt matchup. JMU is a 5.5-point favorite on the road at the moment.
I really like what JMU's been doing all year. They've looked solid. They finally got to crack the top 25. At least I think they're 25, right?
No, they
are.
Are
they back out
currently unrated. Yeah.
Oh, I thought they'd cracked.
I thought they were for a second, but this is going off of the college football playoff.
Oh, that's right.
Now,
they were cracked. They cracked them in this part of the AP. Now it's different. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
So when they had just cracked the AP top 25, they've been looking solid all year. And I'm just going to keep riding a good thing until it's gone. So I'm going to take JMU in this game. I think they're playing good football. Georgia State's playing really good football too. I really like how Sean Elliott took his you're going to be fired if you don't do good mentality, and he's turned that team around and playing good football too.
Yeah, already well eligible.
But JMU's just playing really solid football right now. I mean, they've looked great in all their games. They just came off that tight win off of Old Dominion. But if you look down their list, they played really well against Marshall. They played really well against Georgia Southern. Kind of played well against Southern Alabama or South Alabama. So, I mean, they look pretty good in all their games. So I just like what they're doing.
Yeah, a couple of overlapping matchups here for me that tell the story. Marshall, a 20-9 win for JMU at Marshall. Georgia State, a 41-24 win at home against Marshall. Then the Georgia Southern game. Obviously, State had to go to Southern and lost 44-27 last week. A couple weeks earlier, JMU got Georgia Southern to come to their home, but beat them 41-13.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't argue with you there. JMU riding. I'm gonna ride the hot gun. I will say Matt Carroll, the running back for Georgia State, is
he's
incredibly good.
Yeah.
Incredibly good. So. If he, just has kind of a Reggie Bush take it over kind of day, I could see State winning this game.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely think this game can go either way. That line at 5 is a really solid line. I mean, that's a good place for this to be.
Yeah. So I'll take head on the next one. So we got Kansas State and Texas. This is a noon game on Saturday. Number 23 Kansas State, they're 6-2. Number 7 Texas, 7-1. Obviously, the big question: Quentin Ewers not going to play. Do they stick with Murphy at quarterback? Texas right now only a 4-point favorite at home.
Well, I think that line also is looking at the fact that Ewers isn't playing, but you still have every other piece on that Texas team.
Yeah, it's a noon game, man. Sometimes these noon games sneak up on teams.
Just look at the Red River rivalry game.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, give me the horns. I mean, I just don't know that I can look at it and say even if Quentin Ewers was playing, this is probably a 12-point line.
Yeah, I would say between 12 or 10-13.
So I still think Texas takes the edge here at home. I just think they're the better team overall.
Yeah, I agree. I think Texas. I'm gonna take Texas as well. I think Texas is the better team on paper and on the field. Kansas State is struggled in a couple of games. They've looked good, but they have struggled in some games. And I just think Texas, will prevail since it is at home. I think they're gonna pull it out.
Yeah. For reference, Kansas State 82-3 scoring differential the last 2 weeks for them. So,
well, that kind of helps when you beat Houston 41-0.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of helps.
And then you beat TCU 41-3.
Yeah, so I mean that helps.
But, all right. Nice little matchup here. We got the Marshall Thundering Herd 4-4, 3-1 in the conference. App State 4-4, 2-2. 6 o'clock game in Boone, North Carolina. It's going to be cold as crap on Saturday. This one, I hate to say it,
tougher.
This one's got some bowl eligibility written all over it. Like
it's got some ramifications.
It's going to be huge for these two teams.
I mean, Marshall's coming off of a 4-game skid here. App State, they've lost 2, then they barely beat USM, or.
Yeah, beat it by 10.
Beat it by 10.
Southern Miss by 10.
I mean, Southern Miss is not a good football team by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But to lose to Old Dominion and lose by 3 to Coastal, the Grand Coastal is a solid team. That's not a bad loss. In my opinion, it's not a bad loss. And to play Wyoming the way they played them, App State's been that. They've been hit or miss this year. They haven't been dominant and they haven't been bad. They've definitely been hit or miss. But both teams are used to the cold since Marshall does come from
West Virginia.
So I mean they're used to the cold, so the cold's not really going to affect them. But I like App State at home in Boone with 35,000 people rocking that stadium. I like App State at home.
Yeah, give me an App State cold winter game. It's in the fall. The leaves are falling. Everybody's in a good mind.
Good set of good mindset.
Yeah. I like to ride the home team on here. I think the big thing, a little bit of difference in quarterback play, right? Aguilar for App, 20 touchdowns, 6 picks. Franchester for Marshall, 7 picks, 8 interceptions. So.
7 touchdowns.
7 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So I just think the quarterback
play is definitely better for App State in this situation.
We'd love to see Marshall get off this skid because they've had NC State, Georgia State, JMU, and Coastal. Those are not easy games.
Well, in the NC State game, they were ahead for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, NC State was playing catch up in that game. So
yeah. All right, I'll take lead on this one. We got A&M and Ole Miss. It's 5-3 Texas A&M at number 10 Ole Miss. They're 7-1. Only loss this year, Alabama. So Ole Miss a 3-point favorite at home against the Texas A&M Aggies, coming off their win against South Carolina last week.
This is a tough one too.
I actually don't think it's that tough. I've been riding Ole Miss the whole year. I like Jackson Dart. I like Junkins, however you say the kid's name, the running backs. Big fan. Always been a big fan of the Kiffin. So he's not lane trained though; it's a Shane train. Always remember that. So give me number 10 Ole Miss at home. I probably will bet this and take the points for Ole Miss.
Yeah, well, by the sense of what I mean, this is a tougher game to pick. I mean it in the sense that Texas A&M is a top 5 defense in the country. I mean they have a very, very good defense, but Ole Miss is one of the top 10 in offense in the country.
Yep.
Just like you. I'm gonna ride Ole Miss until the wheels fall off. I think Ole Miss is the better team on paper, especially offensively. I think they have the firepower to go out there and not only because South Carolina showed some weakness in that A&M defense last week, so I think Ole Miss can do the same and continue to carry that on.
Okay. You can take lead on your favorite Clemson Tigers. Notre Dame
all day. Clemson is god awful right now.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
God freaking awful. Dabo, I don't even care. Notre Dame is going to win this game by at least 14 points.
Oh.
Dabo is so upset right now he can't even see straight because he doesn't know how to lose. He's not a gracious loser.
And Taylor from Spartanburg.
Is under his skin.
Tyler from Spartanburg.
He is under his skin.
Done pissed Dabo off. So listen, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, number 15 in the country, they're 7-2. They're only a 3-point favorite on the road at Clemson, who's 4-4. Notre Dame has struggled beating Clemson. It is just a pure fact. Over the last 5 years,
at Clemson they've struggled beating Clemson. At Notre Dame they've been fine.
They caught them for one game in like the last 5 years. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. I just could be
a
trap game.
I don't trust Kate. I do not trust Kate Klubnik. I put all the faith in Sam Hartman in this. So yeah. Notre Dame all day.
All right, we'll go Notre Dame.
Look.
Like,
This
do I
has
think Notre Dame will win, and do I want Notre Dame to win? Yes to both. But is it a proven fact that Notre Dame struggles in Clemson? Yes.
But when you look at this game reeks of the Florida State game in Clemson as well. It's probably going to be a close game, but I still think Notre Dame's going to prevail. Even if it goes to overtime, I think Notre Dame prevails.
Okay. Easy one for you on this one. Number 12, Missouri, 7-1, 8-0.
No, I just started the last one. This is yours to start.
Oh, sorry. Easy one for me.
I didn't even let you finish.
Yeah, easy one for me. Georgia Bulldogs, 8-0. Number 12, Missouri, 7-1. The line on this is 15.5. I would take Missouri plus the points, but since we're doing just a pick 'em, absolutely give me the Dogs. So
yeah, I think the Dogs, even without Bowers, are gonna win this game. They proved Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, Carson Beck.
Carson Beck proved last week that he does belong in the SEC, playing against Florida. I mean, he made Florida look bad last week.
Yeah.
So I mean, as much as I would love to see Mizzou upset Georgia, just to piss Georgia fans off, I think Georgia win. Now, this game, if you remember last year,
was really close.
It was a 6-point game.
It was a trap game.
It was a 6-point game.
Missouri was leading halfway through the third quarter, like close to
into the fourth.
Yeah,
they were leading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I think, if I'm being honest, I think we didn't realize at the time. I think the Auburn game this year was that Missouri game for Georgia. It was the scare game. So I think Georgia gets their revenge on Missouri this week.
I mean, I can definitely see that
pays them back for almost messing them up. So
absolutely. But Missouri's got revenge on their mind from that because of that game last year.
Of course.
They want to win this game. I don't see it happening.
Yeah. All right. Number 9 Oklahoma Sooners 7-1 headed to the number 22 Oklahoma State Cowboys. This is the last bedlam in the Big 12. Last bedlam. So the 6-2 Cowboys are at home, but they are a 5.5-point underdog at Boone Pickens Stadium.
Oklahoma coming off that disappointing loss to Kansas last week. I mean, just disappointing. So this is a tough. I mean, I think Oklahoma's got some revenge on their minds from last week because they were what, like a 10-point favorite last week.
They were like a 9-point favorite. I hit Kansas's money line. I think it was at 9.
Yeah. So I mean, to come off that loss on a game that they probably should have won last week against Kansas. Oklahoma State's been good this year. Mike Gundy's definitely continues to keep that team in games. Yeah, I think I'm gonna ride with the Sooners. I think Oklahoma's gonna take this one.
I hate that you and I are agreeing on so many of these.
That's why we should bet together.
I like Oklahoma State. I just don't know if they have the firepower, right? And I'm going to say this, Oklahoma State has played some really, really, really good defense the last couple of weeks. They've kept everybody under 20 points. But, this is without a doubt the most high-powered offense.
Absolutely.
Honestly, probably in the Big 12. Oklahoma's offense is probably better than Texas's offense. And so, last week, obviously, really tough game against Kansas, very physical game. Oklahoma couldn't press the ball down the field. Everything was short. It was a handoff. It was a screen. It was a short pass. I think Oklahoma State has a good defense, but I don't know that they have a good enough defense to, yet again, for another week, somebody contain this Oklahoma offense.
Right.
And so
it's very hard to contain them.
This is the thing. If you're an Oklahoma State fan and you're saying we can win this game, you're not wrong. You probably need to be in a 14-14 game coming out of half, right? That's your best chance. Because if you get down,
first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, if you get down 2 touchdowns at any point in this game, it's probably over for you. So
yeah, you just won't be able to come back with the firepower you have against Oklahoma's offense.
Yeah. All right, we got number 5 Washington 8-0. The Huskies are number 20 Southern California 7-2 right now. The USC Trojans probably not very happy coming off. They had a loss against Notre Dame, loss against Utah, and then a huge scare last week, 50-49.
They should have lost to Cal.
They should have lost to Cal last week. So. At home, the Southern California Trojans are a 3-point dog to the Washington Huskies.
Yeah, I think Michael Penix Jr. gets it done. I think their offense can stop USC more than USC. I'm sorry, Washington's defense can stop USC more times than USC can stop Washington.
Yeah, it's tough. I would say the Washington offense has not looked great. They scored a bunch of points last week, but they still didn't look great at Stanford. They had the really rough week against Arizona State a couple weeks ago, and that was kind of coming out of that high of Notre Dame or Oregon, right?
Oregon, yeah.
When you have such a big game, sometimes like that just kind of like wear off of the hype and the celebration and the
Right,
party
you
and
kind of
everything.
get bogged down a little bit.
Yeah, and you just waited on Washington to wake up in that Arizona State game, and they just didn't. So
Well, and they won based off of a pick six.
yeah, so this is a little tough. I mean, I certainly again see where Southern California could win a game here.
I just think Washington's going to be able to stop them more than USC can stop Washington. I mean, yes, last week kind of was a scared game against Stanford because they did give up 33 points to Stanford.
Yeah,
But they were still able to go out and score 6 touchdowns.
yeah,
So, I mean, Caleb Williams obviously is the best quarterback in this draft, in this class.
yeah,
But a quarterback can only take you so far.
yeah. Two great quarterbacks in this.
I just think with Penix and his receiver, they just got to go. They've just got such a thing going right now. I'm gonna stick with Washington in this.
Yeah, 7:30 game, so it's a 4:30 game out there. Oh, I'm gonna go different of you this time. I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna take Southern Cal. I don't know. I got this weird feeling about it, like. And I agree, Southern Cal's defense is so bad, dude. It's so bad. But maybe they just have one really, really good game. I still think Oregon's the best team in the conference, and for Oregon to have a shot means Washington's got to lose. So let's take a shot here. So another late night matchup, Pac-12, number 19 UCLA, 6-2, 10:30 matchup with Arizona 5-3. Arizona has been the sleepiest of giants right now in the Pac-12. They are
so lights out the last couple of weeks.
They have kept Washington and lost to them by 7 points. They lost to Southern Cal in triple overtime by 2 on a failed two-point conversion. They blew out Washington State, who had such a great offense going, only put up 6 points against them. And then last week, beat ranked Oregon State 27-24.
Yeah. I mean, so last week I went against Arizona because I thought Oregon State was the better team, but clearly that wasn't the plan. And maybe there's people that hit us up at the beginning of the year know something that we didn't know.
Yeah, you take your shots right now, Arizona fans. You hit us up on our preseason Pac-12 video, and you were not wrong. They're a good team.
I'm riding the hot hand. I'm gonna ride Arizona right now.
Damn, I thought I was gonna get you here too. I'm taking Arizona.
I'm gonna ride the hot hand. I'm gonna ride Arizona. Until they prove me wrong, what else can we do at this point?
Yeah,
they've been playing the best football in the Pac-12 right now.
Yeah, Listen, I'm with you. I own UCLA, and
you're not gonna play them.
No, I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna play them.
Absolutely not. So, UCLA has been up and down this season. I love the big win over Stanford. I was very disappointed in the performance this past week against Colorado. Tried to shift up some quarterbacks too. They can't figure out who they want to play at quarterback right now,
right.
And it's costing them. And this is a game you don't have the opportunity.
No, you can't. Yeah.
Like
Chip Kelly's got to find something and stick with it. He can't go back and forth too much.
Arizona's too good a team to
they're just
not
so
know who's
dominant.
Quarterback.
Yeah, they've been so dominant.
So. All right, we always do college game day last. It's LSU, it's Alabama, number 14 LSU, 6-2, 7-1 Alabama. They're number 8 in the country. Alabama, a 3-point favorite at home. Not 7:30, but 7:45 kick on CBS this week.
7:45?
Yeah.
When does CBS start doing 7:45 kicks?
I don't know.
And on CBS, that should be an ESPN game.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels, man, 25-3. Milrose just 13-5.
So what scares me here in this situation, because I own LSU and I'm probably not going to play them because I can't afford to lose them, but LSU definitely has that high-powered offense.
Yeah.
But you cannot sleep on that Alabama defense.
Yeah.
Especially with what they did to the Ole Miss offense.
Yeah.
And what they did to Tennessee, letting Tennessee get 14 quick points and then just destroying them for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
This is a tough game, man. Oh my God. I think this is going to go one of two ways. This is going to be Chip Kelly, Brian Kelly finds some way to go. He's going to find some way to pull out some magic, bullshit like he's done with Notre Dame. But no, you know what? I'm gonna roll with the tide. I'm gonna put my faith in Saban. Every time Brian Kelly goes up against Saban, Saban just beats the absolute dog shit out of him. So I mean, he did it. He did it when he was at Notre Dame. He did it a couple of years ago. No, yeah, he did it 2 years ago when Brian Kelly first came into LSU. So yeah, I'm gonna roll the tide on this. I'm gonna put my money and my faith on Nick Saban. Sorry, not Saban.
And Nick Satan.
Yeah. As the LSU fans like to call him, they like to call him Nick Satan.
Well, he did have one assistant coach one time that, like, after he left his staff, called him Satan. So,
the LSU fans love to call Nick Saban Nick Satan. So, for all my LSU fans out there,
just for you.
Yep.
Yeah. Listen, not complicated for me. Roll with the tide. You stick with Nick Saban. Alex said it earlier in the season, and we didn't do it in the Ole Miss game. You're going to lose eventually, and all of us lost when Alabama lost to Texas, but I don't see Saban losing again right now. And I think you hit the hammer on the nail, though. The thing that makes me feel so confident in that, when you look at the Ole Miss game, because I think Ole Miss has just as high-powered offense as LSU.
They got the run game and the quarterback.
They scored 10 points. Mm-hmm. It's at home. It's a night game. Bryant-Denny, the atmosphere, the whole nine. I mean, it's what you play in the SEC
all
for.
All the 80-year-olds out there shaking their pom-poms.
Yeah, I mean, just
because nobody else can afford the tickets.
Yeah, so it's just it's simple for me. I got to ride Nick Saban.
I mean, he's going to win you 95% of the time.
So
go with
Saban.
Right.
That's our Week 10 pick'ems for college football. Come back next week to see our next 10 and check on the standings. See who is going to be having to do the Waffle House / Buffalo Wild Wings challenge at the end of the year. Hopefully, Alex. Hopefully.
Probably be Alex. We'll all be there most likely, though.
Yeah. But as always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.